Just be yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You don't gotta put on for these lame ass niggas, you feel me? Cause they gonna hate you regardless. It don't matter what you do. You do good, they gonna find bad in it. You feel me? Or they gonna try to bring up who you used to be or what you used to do. Oh, I remember you used to have a snotty nose.
On a quiet Wednesday evening in Chicago, a man sat in his car, talking to his Facebook followers, unaware that these would be the final moments of his life. The live stream started normally. Some laughter, casual conversation, and a bit of street talk. But within minutes, it would turn into something horrific. Viewers watched helplessly as the stream shifted from everyday chatter to chaos. Gunshots echoed, the camera shook, and then there was silence. On August 14th, 2025, 42-year-old Kevin Tugg Watson was shot and killed while broadcasting live on Facebook.
With y'all, cause y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no.
Welcome back to Shadow Crime. Before we get into this heartbreaking story, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss any of our new true crime videos. Kevin Tugg Watson wasn't just another face on social media. He was a father, a friend, and someone loved deeply in the Chicago community. Known for his outgoing personality, stylish looks, and his famous Tugg chain that he always wore, Kevin had built a small online following. His live streams were his way of connecting with people, joking, sharing thoughts, or just talking about life. But on that tragic day, that same platform became the scene of his murder. The city of Chicago, particularly the South Austin neighborhood where Kevin lived, has always been a place filled with both culture and struggle. It's a community where family ties run deep, but so does violence. Kevin knew these streets well. He grew up there, raised by strong family values, and worked hard to provide for his young son. Those who knew him described him as a family man, proud of being a dad, always showing love for his child in his posts and videos. Kevin wasn't famous, but he was known. People liked him. He was funny, confident, and had that magnetic energy that drew others in. But fame, even on a small scale, can come with jealousy, and Kevin had his share of that. He liked to dress sharp, drive nice, and wear jewelry that stood out, especially his signature chain engraved with the word Tugg. That chain, as his family later believed, might have been the reason he was killed. On August 14th, Kevin walked into a local liquor store on West Madison Street, where his cousin worked. It was just another afternoon. He chatted with a few people, cracked some jokes, then headed back to his car. At around 6:14 p.m., he went live on Facebook, a routine for him. The video started off normally, showing Kevin sitting in the driver's seat, talking to the camera about a parking dispute he just had. He looked calm, relaxed, unaware of the danger that was about to unfold.
Kevin Watson's murder has already been viewed nearly 2 million times on Facebook as he was killed in the middle of his Facebook Live. In that video, you can see him getting out of his car before hearing a single gunshot fired, happening mere blocks away from this police station here in South Austin.
Get into it with y'all, cause y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up?
Kevin Watson's final moments captured on Facebook Live as gunfire rang out in this parking lot Wednesday evening on Madison near LeClaire Avenue in Chicago's South Austin neighborhood.
The video circulated online within hours, drawing shock and outrage. People couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Many viewers were confused at first, thinking Kevin might have been joking or pranking, until they saw the lifeless stillness of the camera feed. The comments section turned into a flood of disbelief and heartbreak, hundreds typing Tugg, get up, and this can't be real. When police arrived at the scene, they found Kevin's black sedan still running. The door was slightly open, his phone still recording. Officers quickly blocked off the area, collecting shell casings and searching for surveillance footage from nearby businesses. Detectives described it as a targeted attack, not random. That statement alone made people start to question, who would want Kevin dead? As the investigation began, detectives from the Chicago Police Department canvassed the area, speaking with witnesses who had been nearby. One man, who preferred not to be named, said he saw two men in a dark SUV pull up moments before the shooting. According to him, one man got out approached Kevin's car, exchanged words, and then a gunshot rang out. The vehicle sped away almost instantly. Another witness, a woman working in a nearby shop, said she recognized Kevin as a regular customer. She remembered hearing shouting and then the sharp crack of a gun before running for cover. The community was shaken. Kevin wasn't known for causing trouble. In fact, many said he had turned his life around and was trying to stay positive. That's what made his death even more painful. It didn't fit the narrative of street violence people often associate with Chicago. This was personal.
Let him walk out the store. I wouldn't let him walk out the store. He's a good man to this community. No matter what he's done, he helped people, you know? He helped me get this job in there.
Talking to a guy, and he was going to his car, and then the guy followed behind him. So when the guy followed behind him, pulled a gun on him. So he was trying to wrestle with the gun, and the gun went off.
Of his palm, and I squeezed his hand. He wouldn't squeeze back.
Investigators started digging into Kevin's past, his friendships, relationships, and social media activity. They reviewed the live video frame by frame, hoping to catch a reflection of the shooter or the vehicle in the background. They also examined Kevin's phone, texts, and messages to see if there were any threats or strange communications leading up to that day. What they found hinted at tension. A few of Kevin's post days before his death suggested he felt someone close to him had betrayed him. In one of his final messages, he wrote, "You can't trust everybody you call family." That line, when paired with his last words on the video, made people wonder if he knew something was coming. Family members described Kevin as loyal but cautious. His cousin shared that Kevin had mentioned feeling uneasy lately, as if someone was watching him. Still, he didn't think it would lead to something like this. His mother, heartbroken and struggling to process the loss, told reporters that her son wasn't a violent person. He just wanted to live his life, take care of his child, and be happy, she said through tears. The police released little information publicly at first, only confirming that they were following several leads. They reviewed hours of security footage from nearby intersections and stores, but struggled to identify the shooter clearly. Detectives believe the suspect may have been someone Kevin knew, possibly connected to disputes over money or envy surrounding his jewelry. The Tugg chain quickly became a key detail. According to sources close to the family, Kevin was known for never taking it off. Yet when paramedics arrived, the chain was gone. This led many, including police, to suspect robbery or retaliation. But the way it happened in broad daylight, during a live stream, didn't feel like a random theft. It felt deliberate, like someone wanted to send a message. Kevin's family organized a vigil days later, with dozens gathering to release balloons and candles near the spot he was killed. Friends spoke about how Kevin had been a light in their lives, always smiling, always cracking jokes. His son, too young to fully understand what happened, clutched a framed photo of his dad. The sight broke everyone's hearts. As weeks passed, the pressure on police grew. Viewers of Shadow Crime, let's be honest. We've seen cases like this before, right? A public killing caught on video, yet somehow the person responsible vanishes. The question everyone kept asking was simple. How could someone murder a man on a live stream, in daylight, and still not be caught? Detectives didn't stop there. They started reaching out to people who had been in Kevin's inner circle, friends, old associates, even former business partners. Some were cooperative, but others seemed nervous, avoiding questions or giving vague answers. It was clear the police were dealing with more than just a straightforward homicide. There were whispers in the neighborhood that Kevin's death was connected to jealousy, or maybe even betrayal by someone he trusted. One of Kevin's close friends told local reporters that the day before the shooting, Kevin had received a strange phone call. He didn't say much about it, only that Kevin seemed uneasy afterward. That same night, Kevin posted a cryptic story online, a black screen with the words, "Not everyone smiling with you is for you." It sent chills down people's spines after his death. The police believe this wasn't some random attack. It was planned. The shooter seemed to know exactly where Kevin would be and when. That's why investigators started tracing Kevin's movements in the 24 hours leading up to his death. Surveillance footage from the liquor store confirmed he had been there less than 10 minutes before the shooting. Cameras from a nearby intersection caught what appeared to be the suspect's vehicle, a dark SUV with tinted windows. circling the block twice before pulling up next to Kevin's car. Despite this, police still face challenges. The video footage was grainy, and the license plate wasn't clear enough to make a definite identification. Detectives appealed to the public for help, asking anyone with information or video recordings to come forward. But like many cases in Chicago, witnesses were hesitant. Fear of retaliation often keeps people silent, even when they know something. Kevin's mother became the voice of the family, standing in front of news cameras and begging for justice. "Whoever did this took away a father, a son, a brother," she said. "He didn't deserve to die like that. Please, if you know something, say something." Her plea touched the hearts of many across social media. Online, the video of Kevin's final moments continued to circulate, though many call for it to be taken down out of respect. It became one of those tragic reminders of how cruelly sudden life can end, and how social media sometimes captures moments that should never be seen. People from around the country commented, sending condolences and expressing outrage. Weeks later, detectives announced that they had identified a person of interest. They didn't release a name publicly, but sources said the suspect was someone Kevin had known for years. Investigators suspected a personal dispute may have escalated, possibly involving money or resentment. Still, without solid evidence, they couldn't make an arrest. That frustrated not only the family, but also the community, who felt like another murder was slipping through the cracks. As the case grew colder, people started forming their own theories. Some believed Kevin was set up, that the person who called him earlier that day lured him to that spot. Others thought it was a robbery gone wrong, targeting his jewelry. But those close to Kevin swore it was deeper than that. They said Kevin had been distancing himself from certain people in recent months, tried to move in a new direction, and that might have made him a target. Viewers, imagine that, trying to change your life, only for someone you once trusted to take it away from you. It's one of those things that makes you question the people around you. Who can you really trust? Months passed, and while detectives continued working quietly behind the scenes, there was still no arrest. The family held on to hope, working with community activists to keep Kevin's name in the news. They wanted people to remember that he wasn't just another statistic. He was a man who loved to laugh, who loved his family, and who didn't deserve such a violent end. But with each passing day, the trail seemed to fade. And in neighborhoods like South Austin, where shootings happen far too often, cases like Kevin's risked becoming just another file in the system. Still, his family refused to give up, reminding the world that justice delayed is not justice denied.
Relatives tell us he leaves behind a 6-year-old son and say Watson was killed just weeks shy of his own birthday.
We're going to have to figure out how to move on and be strong day to day and help each other get past this, because this didn't just hurt one person, this hurt a lot of us.
Even after months of investigation, no one was in custody for Kevin's murder. Detectives said they were following leads, but a lack of witnesses willing to testify slowed everything down. In Chicago, this is sadly common. People fear retaliation more than they trust justice. And that silence, that fear, often protects the very people responsible. Kevin's family continued to speak out, attending community events and organizing marches demanding answers. His mother said in one emotional interview, "I just want to know why. Why did they take my baby?" Those words echoed through social media, with friends and strangers alike reposting her video in hopes of keeping pressure on the authorities. Investigators did confirm that they had collected digital evidence from Kevin's phone and social media accounts. They were analyzing messages exchanged in the days before his death, including one conversation where Kevin seemed to confront someone about a disagreement over money and loyalty. Though names were redacted, it gave detectives a clearer direction. This wasn't random, it was personal. As time went on, the story began to fade from headlines, but not from the hearts of those who knew him. People still visited the corner where he died, leaving candles, balloons, and pictures. His cousin even repainted the wall near the liquor store with a mural of Kevin smiling, wearing his signature Tugg chain. It became both a memorial and a reminder that behind every statistic, there's a real person, a real story, a real family hurting. The police say the case remains open. They've never officially closed the file, but without solid eyewitness testimony or new video footage, progress has been slow. Still, Detectives say they're confident that someone out there knows exactly who pulled the trigger that day, and they're just waiting for that one piece of information that could finally bring closure. As for the community, Kevin's death became another symbol of the dangers that come with street fame and envy. People talked about how easily a moment of success can turn into tragedy. His friends, especially those he grew up with, often share memories online, saying things like, "Tugg didn't deserve this, and he was one of the good ones." They wanted people to remember him for his laughter and loyalty, not for how he died. Now, viewers, think about this. How does someone's life get taken in front of hundreds of live viewers, and yet no one can identify the shooter? How does a man who seemed loved by everyone end up the victim of betrayal? These questions still haunt Kevin's family, and they might haunt you too. If Kevin's final words, "They backdoored me," meant anything, it was that betrayal can come from the closest people. It's chilling, isn't it? The idea that the same hand that once greeted you could be the one to end your life. It makes you question who's really in your corner and who's just standing close enough to push you over. Kevin's story is more than just another tragedy in Chicago. It's a warning about trust, envy, and how quickly life can change. Somewhere out there, the person who pulled that trigger is still free, but his family hasn't stopped fighting, and neither should we forget. So what do you think, viewers? Was this really a robbery gone wrong, or was it something much deeper? A betrayal by someone he knew? And if you were in Kevin's shoes, would you have seen it coming? If you have any information about the shooting of Kevin Tugg Watson, reach out to Chicago police or local tip lines. Even the smallest detail could make a difference. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and click the bell icon so you never miss more true stories like this one. Because sometimes the truth isn't just hidden, it's buried in silence.